jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their work.
Then a bribe might avail us, should the time come.
What did you think of that story? 'Twas well told and all, but not particularly exciting, eh? I mean, it's the sort of thing you hear bandied about the tavern every... I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. Haven't learned much, and by the look of it, he doesn't appear to be making much for his efforts, neither. So where's all his coin coming from, then?
You're the Arisen, aye? A personage of great esteem is to return from Batal to Vermin. I speak of Sir Augustin. He is a noble and the leading voice of uppers. Your aid is requested in guarding his ox cart as a potential ally to your cause. 'Twould do you no good. Bear in mind that this is a matter... You have your orders. Read them and follow them to the letter.
Let us do everything in our power to render aid to those in need.
Not an encounter I foresee. It seems we have enraged our foe. Might we not use the rage to our advantage? Get on. I shall propel you into the air.
I'm overjoyed to have completed the task my master set for me.
Splendid.
It is all rather sudden, but I suppose we've no reason to refuse. Shall we make for the point of departure?
Welcome to pure, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember... Remember, misers die early death. Many thanks. I appreciate the...
I'll have nightmares if I let myself worry.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
Yon path leads not to our destination.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the... foremost hospitality. Much obliged. The rules at your leisure.
Mustn't neglect my ledger. Just to keep a record.
Fancy a look at my wares? Welcome to... And quality's what you need if you want to survive. So, many thanks. I appreciate the...
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective.
It is all rather sudden, but I suppose we've no reason to refuse. Shall we make for the point of departure? Follow me. I will guide you to the location.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Need anything?
I'm at the end of my rope.
A bit bland. What can I throw in?
Do stop and have a look. I've wares of every ilk. Come, I'll lead the way. This journey looks to be a long one. What say we make things easier on ourselves by seeking an ox cart services?
Indeed, you are correct.
I've got to focus.
This ox cart's bound for the checkpoint rest town. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
You shall answer for this.
Fine. Out of the cart, all of you.
I shan't allow any further harm to come to you. I knew you would prevail, Master.
We can ill afford to grow old. Our foe is not yet roused. Outstanding.
The Arisen has been drenched.
Anyone
Lost
gives
track
me
of time. I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Rest assured, Master. You'll hear nary an idle word from me.
About time you showed up. We've been waiting for you. Our mission is simple. Sir Augustin will board the ox cart. We must safeguard it from would-be assailants till it reaches its see to it that none approach. The Queen Regent's supporters will come for Sir Augustin's head. If this, we can be certain. Oh, a quiet day is... Come along now. What was that sound? Who's there?
Hold a moment. I'll be handling Augustin's escort from here.
Foul brigand! We shan't allow Sir Augustin to fall prey to the likes of you!
There's no need for theatrics. I know your aim here. Ah, here's a surprise. We met at the tavern, remember? Fair warning, cuz this craven isn't worthy of your trust.
He speaks madness! Subdue him at once, ere he injures our noble charge!
Why, if 'tisn't Sir Ragnar from the tavern. Now two parties are sparring, but which is the more deserving?
The decision is yours. I trust in your judgment.
You would betray...
You believe me then? That's a bit of a relief, actually. Thanks, Co.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor. We must not let down our guard.
Stay with me, Arisen.
Wait a moment.
curse you! All that planning and... for what?
Phew. I appreciate the confidence, cuz 'twas a welcome surprise. But I can't linger here, I'm afraid. My apologies for this. Follow after me if you can. Succeed, and I'll share the truth of all of this.
I shall stand by you, Master, whatever you decide.
Well and true. We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes. I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. I shan't let them harm you.
What's more, ours is a party of women, by and large.
And yet, no two of us are the same.
Master, can you hear me? Are you unharmed?
Pray, seek an exit. I shall search for a way to rejoin you.
We meet again. Hoy there. I take it you lost your footing as well? You seem to have fared better than I did. I took the fall for Augustine, only to find myself waist deep in monsters. Still, so long as he escaped, I'd wagered that makes this a job well done. Speaking of, I was to tell you the truth behind all of this. I'll be glad to oblige you, of course, but we ought to get moving first. What say I explain while we search for an egg? Time to get to work. From what I've seen of your skills during that mess in the tavern and today's business, I can say you're really something. My word ought to carry a fair bit of weight, considering my reputation as a warrior of unparalleled skill. Though it turns out, as a sellsword proves himself, the list of those who can afford his services grows shorter and comes to be written in fine. Makes for a duller life, though I can't say I've any complaints about the weight of my pocket still. I hunger for a real battlefield, where a single misstep spells death. I crave the simplicity of it. I'd not say no to a fight with you. Let's have at it when I'm all healed. Mayhap, I'll not give you a choice in the matter. I'm not sure what's brought me here. I suppose I'll have a few drinks and hit the hay. That escort mission was a trap concocted entirely for your benefit, you know. It was supposed to give those responsible a means to incriminate you. But Augustin is no fool. He had his doubts about his summons to Vermin and hired me to watch over him in an unofficial capacity. So I looked into the cart that would be escorting him, and lo and behold, I found your name. But 'twasn't on the list of hired guards, oh no. Rather, your name was on the list of persons to be on guard for. In short, you had been called in to act the part of the culprit. Mark my words, if you'd carried on with them, Augustin would have been slain, and you would have been held responsible. You'd not have stood a chance against all that if it hadn't been for me. Aye, methinks I've earned my pay this time, and then some. I protected my charge and got you away from the scene without your being branded a murderer and thrown in jail. Now all that remains is to escape this place. I expect we'll find a way out soon enough. If we only... Still, I've got to wonder where this craven plot came from, and what you did to warrant it. One thing's for certain, you must have powerful enemies in Vermin. But why? 'Tis not as though you're the Arisen true. What? You are the Arisen. Ha! 'Tis a small world indeed. You've piqued my interest even further, cuz I've no business here. Right, let's press on. Judging from the flow of air here, the exit can't be far. Well, this is a right awful place to be cut short. At least you made it out all right. Don't worry, cuz. I'll be fine on my own. After all, I can't afford to die here. We haven't had ourselves a real bout yet. We'll see each other again. You can count on that. And when we do, you'd best be ready for the fight of your life.
We are reunited at last, Master. I do hope you encountered no trouble in the cave.
'Tis done.
'Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace. The palace. We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
What's this? Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Ho, ho! To think my eminence as a collector would reach... If only my collection were complete, I'd fain allow you to inspect it. Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its centerpiece is yet to arrive, and 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, mayhap you'd consider paying a visit. The man's home is located in Batal. You need only tell him that I eagerly await the sculpture's completion.
Someone must have the answers we seek. If we ask around, we might... just find them.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace.
Nice place, this. I'm in no hurry to leave. Oh, what does this say?
Shall we take a closer look?
Allow me to lead the way. I can take you to our destination by the optimum route.
Nice place, this. I'm in no hurry to leave. A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their work.
Then a bribe might avail us, should the time come.
Over here, if you please. when I've aught to say.
I wonder what rumors the morrow has in store.
Here's a welcome sight.
A tad rowdy, but I shan't complain.
Nothing wrong with friendship for survivors.
Look as long as you please.
None of us can guarantee tomorrow.
When does my watch end?
What should I get up to today?
I'm always doing about a dozen things at once.
You've come! So, what say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? As I've said, many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you.
We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the elements, methinks. Let us make good use of it while we can.
Right you are. We must rest, though the sun is still...
It appears night has fallen while we slept.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Feeling rested, I trust? It seems you must attend a palace masquerade if you're to meet the one who would falsely claim your title. 'Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace. I dare not enter the palace, but I would fain escort you to the castle entrance.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Such quietude is a blessing.
We have arrived. We shall remain here.
I must ask you to comport yourself with the utmost civility while you are within the masquerade hall.
Like children at a fair, only we drink more wine.
Have you heard?
Naught but tedious talk of golden governance.
Everyone who dances with me complains of sore feet.
If you've naught to say, I'd best be going.
I quite understand why the Sovereign enjoys masquerades.
Whatever am I to do?
I'm in it now.
Since getting cold. Gathering much of a crowd today.
Like children at a fair, only we drink more wine.
To wake myself up. When battling monsters, the larger monsters are always... That said, sounds positively fierce.
Dull days for us.
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour what you like.
In here.
Open up!
Open this door.
dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playground? Hmm? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check. Lest you forget, these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, as you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phasus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. As you can see, I run an establishment that caters to certain pleasures. You're welcome to come and play anytime, if you escape with your life, that is. Know, however, that our services do not come cheap.
Could earn a decent wage if I find myself a patron.
A lonely place.
Come see me in my bordlery, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me.
sword arm could use some work.
At last! 'Tis a relief to be at your side again, Master.
Do take care not to stray so far next time.
It seems you have obtained information regarding the false sovereign. Captain Brant will be eager to hear of it, I'm sure. Methinks this will be of interest to Captain Brant. Shall we go inform him? I take it you've some business with this person. Then pray, follow me.
But in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Welcome.
We've arrived, just as planned.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Well, well. He is merely Disa's puppet then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes, even were he to be removed. I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well, Your Majesty.
Queen Regent Disa. Appears to be working in concert with this fate. This fellow, but what precisely is their aim? That's odd.
Shall we get some rest then?
Good morrow, everyone.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Why me? Quit staring. I don't appreciate it.
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? Much appreciated.
Best head to market before it slips my mind.
Fancy a look at my wares?
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Ah, excellent find.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tough.
This ox cart's back. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Have you come? The ancient battleground to the north is overrun with. In times past, 'twas safe. Since a few days, it could be that aught's befallen the cenotaph. Say, if I cannot dissuade you from traversing the ancient battleground,
Peruse at your leisure, sir.
Sir Murden stopped taking visitors after his lady wife is not the friendliest of neighbours, though...
Say, you wouldn't happen to have seen a pretty stone lying about, would you? One befitting the name the Jadeite was stolen from me while I was delivering it. And if Master... There's no exaggeration. He said people killed afore, more than a few, to be quite truthful. I'd intended to sell off the Jadeite ore. Working under a man such as him, I'd only get chewed up till he decided to spit me out. That jewel, unless you were to find it for me.
The Jadeite orb could be anywhere now. Perchance we ought to speak with someone who has experience in banditry. The Jadeite orb could be anywhere now. Perchance we ought to speak with someone who has experience in banditry.
Greetings, sir, and welcome to the... We see a great many customers given our location, so...
Interested in my wares? I'll take any chance not to think on my troubles. Reckon your trade towns can make you right sick of crowds, but here, at least, you'll... find a bit of peace and quiet. Pleasure doing business with you. Interested in my wares?
Some of us get complacent. I train.
When does my watch? I'd best get to work. Well,
Well met, son. How much... Welcome, sir, after all. 'Tis folly to linger on a single...
vocation when there are so many exciting methods of combat to be tried. Always a pleasure.
I only polished it this morning.
Might treat us to a roast tonight. On to market I go.
Fancy a look at my wares?
No sense travelling when I'm happiest here.
Welcome, sir. Contrary to the name, this little shop of mine, if you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth for yourself. On the transference of soul. 'Tis not like to do much harm on its own, but when combined with it, take care how you use it, sir. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. Hope to see you again.
The jadeite orb is safely in hand. At last, we've arrived. Delivery in hand.
We need only pass our burden into the hands that await.
There you are! Pray, tell me, have you found the jadeite orb? Oh, thank you, thank you! Now my freedom is assured. Pray, take this. I know 'tisn't much, but right, I'd best get going. Sir, though we may ne'er meet again, know that I shall remember this kindness.
I hope Sir Offalv shall lead a life free of cares, now that we have released him from his shackles.
'Twas a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
Interested in my wares?
Suppose that's enough for one day.
You think they'd learn
So, you seek to enter Batar...
Leave this place at once!
Let's take it easy today. My knees are acting up.
There's value in free.
A happy man is he.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Somewhere to make some good calls.
Exploring.
this morning.
Twould seem we've... need to visit the palace. That went as well as we might have hoped. Let us cast our eyes about and analyze the situation.
Now here's a welcome sight.
What else needs doing?
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the...
Open your eyes, everyone. It is dark out, but our day begins. Shall we check our packs and be off?
Feeling rested, I trust?
Shall we make for Vernworth Palace?
Some call it cultured, I call it dull.
Nice place, this. I'm in no hurry to leave.
We're here, and none the worse for wear. We shall await you here, Master.
Slim pickings and late.
I'd sooner stay out of the battle, were it possible.
suggest you move along. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
My stomach's growling. Time for an early supper.
You are not permitted to be here. Move.
You are not allowed in here.
Seems my feet always lead me here.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity.
Sven, where have you been,
Forgive me. I couldn't sleep. A stroll might clear my head.
Some of us get complacent.
I'm sure I can handle this. Quite sure.
Quiet at last.
Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly oblige.
Look, someone comes to
We've arrived, just as planned.
There is much we ought to tend to. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter. And from this alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Deeza's scheme... To think, Deeza's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Deeza is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Deeza's focus, we may be able to gain... You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I'm able to offer.
What could the Queen Regent be plotting?
I'm not sure.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim. As a true, do not forget that we work to serve the citizenry.
Over here, if you would.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's... Do not forget that we work to...
Fancy a look at my wares? Where are you off to?
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use. Shall we get some rest then?
I'm surrounded by winches on all sides.
Lots to do.
Visit the tavern a night, if you've aught to discuss.
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Ox carts don't travel. Monsters are apt to grow bold. It would be the height of madness to take one's cart out after dark, particularly when 'tis loaded up with goods. Should you require...
Visit the tavern a night, if you've aught to discuss.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by...
Here we are.
Hi. Would you care to join me? I'd not say no to a bit of... I was hoping you'd say that. Do you know, I had a feeling we'd meet here today. Say, you're not from round here, are you? Are you a traveler? Have you seen many places? How I envy you. This city is all I know. I long to learn more of the outside world, but Mother won't allow it. She's always telling me how dangerous it is beyond the palace walls. But that only makes me question her judgment. After all, if the world truly is so perilous, what of the lives of our people? They must be fraught with uncertainty, subject to harsh conditions. It seems unfair that I alone should be shielded from that reality. But listen to me waffling on. Ah, I almost forgot. Here, my apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon. Till then, farewell.
Not much to do. Say, wait as well to come look while you're here, eh?
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day? Follow me. I will guide you to the location.
Much obliged. Well done, Master.
That's quite enough.